So slowly, we're getting lots of teachers coming in. That's great. So let me start warming up by saying good afternoon, buon pomeriggio. And I'm not going to say it in other languages because it's focused for Italy this time. So we're not going to do all the calimera, calispera, or buenos dias thing. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. That's good. I can see someone's writing in the chat. Good afternoon. Thank you, Jennifer. Could I kindly ask you gently as you come in, just write where you're from, get us an idea where you're from, and it will help me get in the picture of the peninsula and the islands we're covering. So good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon also to my colleagues, friends, publishers from Macmillan and ELI, Rudy, and Erica and Romina, welcome. And of course, my colleague, Nancy. I'll be introducing in a second. So let's just allow everyone. Let me see what's going on here. We have Rome. Yep, Salerno, Sardegna. Oh, fantastico, che bello. Che bello. Le Marche. Dove sono io? I'm here. I'm in Ancona. Fano. Okay, very good. Okay, Rudy, you can also say where you are based. And Romina, I know that you're not based here in Italy at the moment, although you are Italian.
I'm based again as well, Marche, in Ascoli Piceno.
Okay, Le Marche, Martina Franca, Bergamo. I can see a good mix. Erica, where are you based?
I'm based in Milan, in the north.
Okay.
But we travel around the whole country.
No, I just always do this exercise because when we do these webinars, there's this feeling that we're all basically in the same place, but actually we're not. We're all in different places. Rovigo, Grottaferrata, Martina Franca. So benvenuti, welcome everyone this afternoon. We're going to be starting very soon. I just want to allow 1 more minute so that everybody gets in. Napoli, che bello, fantastic. That's good. We got a good mix, I can say. Rudy, Erica, Romina, Nancy. Huh? Oh, Nancy, sorry, you too.
Hello.
Say, where are you based?
So I'm based in Thessaloniki, Greece. So kalimera, kalispera would apply.
And kalimera, kalispera would apply. Of course, would apply. Yeah.
But I don't mind. It's okay.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
Good.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
And thank you for participating, Nancy, and supporting us.
It's more than
so this webinar will last for maximum an hour. We try to be very, very punctual. We'll allow ourselves about 10-15, I would say 10 minutes for a Q&A. As you can see below, there's a Q&A icon. You can click on that. Please put your questions in there so that I don't have to scroll down, up and down, and finding the questions is going to make my life difficult. So please help me in that sense. We can keep the chat open so you can interact when you want. It's a very, very open, friendly webinar. Please feel free to participate. I'm going to be asking a second question is, are you preparing for LanguageCert ESOL and ESOL for schools? Because it's our new product. It's come out a few months ago. So please put in if you have prepared students for ESOL for schools or LanguageCert or ESOL. Thank you. Thank you, Fiona. Thank you so much. And Christopher, hi from Rome. Yes. So I'm very happy to say that in this group, we have our proof test centers, online partners participating from all over Italy with their teachers, director of studies, academic managers. But we also have a lot of teachers from the state schools. So I want to give benvenuti, welcome to all of you. We know that you are the ones at the heart of our intentions here is to support you to the best way that you can prepare your students for LanguageCert ESOL and ESOL for schools. So I would say that not yet. Sure, it seems like most of them have, Nancy, prepared for LanguageCert. So that's good. Okay, the as I said, Q&A icon is at the bottom. You can use the chat. Just a quick thing is this session is recorded. So for those who are participating, they will also get the recording, and at the end of the webinar, automatically there will be a survey. So please hang on a second and fill in the survey. It's very important for our quality standards and procedures to meet the expectations and improve our performances for the future. Now, the title of this event is Prepare Your Candidates for Success, of course. That's the whole deal in education and training, and with LanguageCert and ESOL and ESOL for schools. I would like to just mention a quick quote from, not from myself, obviously, from Benjamin Franklin. by falling to prepare, we are preparing to fail. So the idea is, obviously, as we all know, teachers, etc., is how good we are in preparing our candidates, how good we are to find material and access material. So the purpose of this event was purely hands-on, practical. I asked my colleagues from ELI and Macmillan to participate, and also Nancy, to literally just show us things that sometimes we don't know where to go and find them. Okay, so it's hands-on, very practical. So feel free to, at the end of the session, to ask if they're not clear where to find it. We'll just repeat that. So allow me to first of all introduce myself. I am Giuseppe Romagnoli, as my mother would call me, Giuseppe Romagnoli. I'm the country manager for LanguageCert, former brand ambassador for LanguageCert. So I've been involved in Italy since the very beginning, 2018, and I'm very proud to say that we're in a completely different world now. And with ESOL for schools, I think we'll go to the next level, absolutely altogether. So I'm going to introduce you Nancy Katsikari, and academic consultant, LanguageCert portfolio. Nancy, hello. Okay, and Romina Pifferi, key accounts manager from Macmillan, Italy. Romina.
Hi, hello everyone.
From China in this moment. And Erica Favero, sales representative, Italy, based in Milan.
Hello everyone.
Last but not least, Rudy Sherpe, area manager, Centro Sud Italia from ELI Publishing. Rudy.
Hey, hiya.
Okay, so allow me to start. So I'm going to go into what the exam is. Okay, I'm not going to details. A lot of you know what it's all about. So we're talking, first of all, I'll be mentioning what is ESOL. It's just a quick recap for the ones that don't know about it. So please forgive me. I'm not going to go into details. If you do want more information, please ask me after. So ESOL, Nancy, thank you. ESOL has been our product since the very beginning we started. It's our main product, online, paper-based, computer-based, really appreciated by lots of teachers all over Italy for many reasons that we know, because you can choose when to do it. You can do the speaking, you can just do the listening, reading, writing. There are a lot of tools of accessibility of our exams and inclusion. So welcome. I can see more people coming in. Thank you, Nancy. So going into details, the structure of the exam and the benefits. It's a suite of international recognized exams. It is recognized by the Ministry of Education in Italy, OFQUIL. We're members of ALTE, so we're a respectable exam board. We cover the main European all levels from A1 to C2, and we assess the 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Our approach of role for the exam is communicative. It's very focused on the real life situation. It is an experience doing the LanguageCert exam. It is an holistic experience. It's an authentic experience. So we work on the motivation. We work on giving the candidates experience throughout the session, not feeling bad about doing the exam, but feeling good about it. So this is, I think, the heart of what we're trying to do. Obviously, we divide our 4 skills in just doing the written part, so listening, reading, writing, and the spoken part, which is just the speaking part. So teachers, language schools, partners, you can decide how to pick and mix, or how you want to prepare your courses. And I think that is already an enormous value of accessibility and inclusion when it comes to assessment, beyond the fact that it is on demand, and the candidates with their teachers can decide when to do the exams. So you can focus on what skills you want to focus on in the preparation and give them the possibility to get to the results. So divide and conquer. You'll find that the question types are basically found in all course books, because we're following the European framework, the descriptors, the topics are those. So you'll find that 360. But today we'll be helping you with specific information from Macmillan, LanguageCert, us, and ELI. Pass rate is 50%. I'm not going to go into details there. And of course, as LanguageCert, we are known as state-of-the-art of IT, fast results, e-certificates in 3 days for the online exams, in 5 days for the computer-based exams, and 10 days for the paper-based exams. And we also have the lovely digital badges, which is more and more and more appreciated within the community of IT digital people. Thank you. ESOL for Schools, I am absolutely very proud of this product. Started in March this year. And this is the product that we absolutely were waiting for Italy. Why? Because the biggest segment that needs our qualifications in Italy, as you all know, are the teenagers, young learners, and it is about bottom top building the next generation, helping the state schools, helping the teachers, and helping the private language schools doing what they're really doing very well in making it more accessible. So who's it tailored for? It's tailored for students from the age of 11 to 16. So let's say from the prima media to the third year of high school, but there's no problem saying that you can also use in the fourth year of high school. So that's not the problem. So it's more or less for that age there. It's exactly the same format of the exam, structure of the exam, ESOL I just mentioned. The content changes. So it is fit into the Italian scholastic curricula, and it is ideal, as I said before, that you can create solutions fit for purpose, so therefore more inclusive, more accessible, and I think that is something that is really much appreciated nowadays, and it's needed. So, as you know, assessment is there as a tool to help build awareness and taking responsibility of each single student's pathway and development. So I think that when we talk about young learners A1, A2, that's what we're talking about, B1, but then we talk about accessibility, admission to university, which is a different target. Moving on, as you can see very quickly, the structure, as I said before, is the same as the ESOL, and it's tailored for the middle secondario, primo grado, and secondo grado students. So from A1 to B2, and it's regulated by OFQUAL, and it is only in presence, so not online, only paper-based and computer-based. We assess all 4 skills. As I mentioned before, you can just do the speaking, or you can do listening and writing, or you can do all 4 skills. And by the way, there is also a certificate with all 4 skills now that's coming out. That's just come out, sorry. It is communicative, as I mentioned, it is friendly, it is tailored for the students, and I already mentioned about the papers that are divided, etc. So in state schools, you can choose to do it either paper-based, computer-based, with our trusted test center network. So please do contact me or ask me questions at the end, and I'm more than happy to support you on how your school could become an academic partner for LanguageCert. Now, I guess I can pass on to the next speaker who's ready to start, Nancy. Nancy will be giving you an overview of what we as LanguageCert, she's based in our headquarters, can support you with. So Nancy, over to you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. As an academic consultant and as part of our academic team, we want to make sure that you know how to access the materials and where to find the materials. So that's why we're going to have a quick overview. And I'm going to update you on the new resources that we are about to develop, or we are in the process of making public for ESOL and ESOL for schools. So actually, the official source for all your needs is our website, languagecert.org, and you can find everything easily accessible, and you can download all our materials for free. So you will find information on all our qualifications and value-added services. You can find free preparation materials for all our exams, and I'm going to share with you some QR codes very, very shortly so that you can scan them, and they will direct you to the relevant pages of the website. But our website is very user-friendly, so you won't have any issues with that. The list of recognitions, because a lot of you prepare students for studies abroad. So our recognition team is working really, really hard to make sure that our exams are accepted globally. Different brochures and oral news and events will be shared with you via our website. Now, what does our teaching toolkit entail? So we have official practice papers for all our exams and for ESOL and ESOL for schools in detail, qualification overviews, qualification handbooks with tips and all the points that you will need to be aware in order to make sure you have everything you need to prepare your students. We have assessing speaking and writing performance documents with sample scripts and sample situations with examiner comments. And speaking sample test videos with simulations of real life exams, teachers guides, live webinar sets as the one that we are doing today, and pre-recorded webinars so that you can access them at your own time and place. Answer sheets and frequently asked questions with common questions that you might have. In more detail, we have live webinars on a regular basis. You can easily access them and register for free via your email address, the same way that you did for our webinar today. And for example, tomorrow we have one on reading. So we have topics around your continuous development so that you can enhance your teaching skills in order to help your students. But also we have webinars around our exams. And if you want to have a look at ESOL for schools for B1 level, we have one next week. But feel free to visit our website and have a look at the different topics and the different thematic categories that we have, and register and join us. But again, because I know that you are busy people and you want to have the information at your own time, we also have pre-recorded webinars developed around our different exams, so you can have a look at them and familiarize yourselves with our exams, and also show them to your students if they are preparing for LANGUAGECERT exams. And these are the QR codes that you can scan. I mean, either right now, or we can share them at the end of the presentation today if you have questions regarding them, for the teaching resources and for the webinars as well. An alternative way is for you to go to languagecert.org under the preparation tab. But if you like YouTube and you like this video feature, we also have a very updated YouTube channel where you can access the information on different exams and different topics around the exams. Also, you will be able to access past webinars regarding different topics. We have dedicated academic consultants and colleagues who have honored us with their presence and their knowledge. And for example, when it comes to ESOL for schools, we have samples of speaking exams, so you will be able to have a look at it if you are not familiar with our product, and see how interviews are conducted and the setting of the exam. Also, we work really hard in order to prepare more resources for you in order to enhance your toolkit. And that's why when it comes to ESOL for schools, we will have samples of writing very soon, which are sample scripts for all levels and all tasks. They will be freely available on our website with marking rubric per level. So you will be able to gain insights on the writing part of the exam, and there will be grades and examiners' comments. Also, we are in the process of developing 8 new practice papers. Right at the moment, you will find 1 practice paper per level, but there will be more coming very shortly. Again, they will be freely available on our website, so make sure that you check our website on a regular basis. There will be modelasses for writing and speaking, and in order to make your lives easier, okay, we will have QR codes for easily accessing the listening audios, and this can be a great tool for you as well and your students. So even if you have online classes, then you will be able to access the audios very easily. Also, what's coming is a quick familiarization set of videos about the different levels and the different features of the ESOL for schools, with sample tasks for all parts and helpful guidelines for marking, because this is also a very important thing in order for you to be able to help your students understand the examination. And top tips to share with your students, because we want you to feel confident feel confident in preparing your students, but we also want to empower your students as well. So there will be 4 freely available PDFs for each level, with tips for all parts and all 4 skills. And ideally, this would help your students excel and become more familiar. And last but not least, there will be a teacher's guide available for you in order to guide you step by step on how you can organize lesson plans on the different skills. There will be classroom tasks based on the official practice papers, and there will be exam tasks, feedback options, QR codes, and answer keys, so you will be ready to incorporate them into your lessons. Of course, there will be a Q&A towards the end of the presentation, but if you have any academic queries at any point throughout the academic year, please feel free to contact us, and we'll be more than happy to assist you in your journey with your students. So
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. That was very clear. And as you said, it is recorded, so you can always go back to the recording. You'll find the QR code, etc. So thank you so much. Please do put in your questions as you go on. So far, I'm not seeing any, so we're all good. So now I'm going to slowly allow Romina Pifferi and Erica Favero to get ready with their presentation. And obviously, I'm happy to introduce them. And they'll be presenting what Macmillan Education has. We have been collaborating for the last few years now. I just wanted to say that in February, we normally have 2 webinars, and we have decided to also bring this forward next year. So please do mention this, Romina. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. As Giuseppe was saying, I am joining from China today, but I hope that you can hear me properly. I will be presenting the project that we have with Language Hub, our book at the moment that is mapped for ESOL and LanguageCert. So I would Exactly. Thank you, Erica. I will go straight to the first slide of our presentation, which talks about the project. So now I'm not going to talk about LanguageCert in this moment because you've had the introduction already. But what we know for sure is that in Italy, this type of exam is expanding a lot. And in 2021, we as Macmillan Education and LanguageCert decided to map one of our bestsellers, that is Language Hub, for the LanguageCert exam. We started off with the ESOL exam, and we hope to continue. Later on, I'm going to show you some future projects that we have at the moment. What we've done is that we mapped the levels A2, B1, B2, and C1. So these levels have been mapped so far. And now I'm going to show you how Language Hub is structured as a sort of series. So you have the whole series that you can see here is divided into 6 levels from A1 to C1. And it's a series that gives skills to, let's say, for general English and for authentic English as well. But also, as we will see, it has been mapped for LanguageCert, sorry. And this way, we were able to, let's say, unify 2 characteristics of the book. So the fact that it has natural acquisition of a language approach, and the fact that it prepares for an exam that wants to be communicative and authentic as well. So I'm going to show you what we mean for natural acquisition of a language approach. We have basically, it's a sort of circle that starts with speaking and ends with speaking. And so in the book, speaking is, let's say, the focus and the highlight of it. However, it is supported by different parts, specifically vocabulary and grammar, and all the other skills are inserted in the circle as well. So as you can see, we have first the input skills. So we've got listen and repeat, that is supported by vocabulary in context before and grammar in context after. And then we have another opportunity to speak. Then we have the second input skill, read and repeat, that is supported by vocabulary in context and grammar in context. At the end, we have another opportunity to speak. And then as a final skill, we have developed the writing part. If I have to add something about the writing, is that the writing can be found in the book itself, but also at the end of the book, in order to avoid, let's say, interrupting the speaking and the communicative flow that the unit has. But we are going to have a look at that in a minute. Now, academic highlights. So as you can see here, it has a firm pedagogic foundation, clear learning outcomes, and relevant activities using a robust skills, grammar, and vocabulary syllabus. We are going to have a look at the syllabus in a minute, but I would like to give you an introduction saying that it has been revised for the CFR. And also it's a syllabus that was used to map the book for the exam, and we are going to see how they are connected in detail. And as I was saying, the writing hub, we have a writing hub at the end of the book that allows us to focus on writing without interrupting the flow of the units. Now, in the next slide, we are going to see some examples of what I've just explained. So we have, for example, the objectives at the beginning of the unit, where you can see a captivating image and a quote as well, as you can see over there. And starting from the quote, we can have a look at some exercises that start with speaking exercises. However, the objectives are clearly pointed out at the beginning of the unit. For example, in this case, these are the ones that you can have a look at. For example, talk about plans you have made with a friend or visitors, etc., etc. So since the unit is about socializing. Now, in this case, we have an example of the syllabus that I wanted to show you. So in the, let's say, background, you can see the whole syllabus, and then we highlighted a single unit just to show you what we mean with a clear division of skills, so that even when we mapped the exam for LanguageCert, the book for LanguageCert, it was really, really clear how we should do it and how we should focus on different skills. So what happens here is that you have a syllabus with different columns, and all the columns list the objectives, the grammar, and then what I've just told you, following the natural acquisition approach. So you've got grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, reading and listening, speaking and writing. It's divided into 10 to 12 units, and it's based on functional language. Thank you. Okay, great. So over here, you can find an example of a unit. So over here, you have the very first 2 pages of the unit, and right from the top, we can see a list of what we should focus on. So in every lesson, we can have grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation alongside skills work. So pronunciation is extremely valued in the book as well. And as you can see at the bottom on the left, we have glossary boxes, for example, in the reading skills. And in the readings, we have glossary boxes that help students access the vocabulary they need for that particular level. Then we have, for example, the grammar that, as you can see, is right after the reading. So what happens in the reading, for example, is that you have vocabulary at the beginning, then you have the reading for gist and reading for detail exercises, then you have a speaking exercise, but as you can see, the grammar supports the skill with some rules and extra exercises. For example, at the end of the grammar exercise, you have the Grammar Hub reference pages that are at the end of the book, and there's always a reference to have that kind of focus as well. And going on, we all have the speaking part that is at the end of the unit of these 2 pages, for example, that complete the whole experience. So that's why when we say that one skill is treated, it's not only that skill, but it's vocabulary, the skill using the natural acquisition of a language approach, grammar, pronunciation, and at the end, speaking again. So we all have that circle again. For the next slide, you can have a look at, again, some other examples of what we would like to show in the book. So we have the syllabus with new reading or listening skills, the vocabulary hub pages, which are at the end of the book for extra vocabulary, and the speaking hub activities, which are guided speaking. So these ones have been chosen in particular and specifically for the mapping of Language Hub for Language Cert exam, and we are going to show you. In a minute. So in the next slide, we can have a look at how we would like to prepare for Language Cert with Language Hub. So there are exercises taken from the student's book, the workbook, so that are both paper or digital based, and the preparation and practice, which is digital only. And it's embedded in the offer when you adopt the book. This is an example of the mapping that we created. As I've already mentioned at the beginning, we have created the mapping for level A2, B1, B2, and C1. This is an example from level B1. And from the beginning, so right from the beginning, you can have a look at the exam mapping divided into the different skills. So we have listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And in the next slide, we are going to see some examples. So we have a task description. So as you can see, it starts with the reading. We have a task description, skills assessed, and teaching materials. So in the teaching material column, you have a list of all the exercises that come from Language Hub that are related to that particular skill or sub-skill that you need to have when preparing for the reading task in the Language Cert exam. In this case, for example, these exercises are taken from the student's book and the preparation and practice. In the next slide, we have another example. So some other exercises, and these are the ones that I was mentioning earlier. So they are taken from the student's book on the left and the preparation and practice on the right, which is digital only. If we go on, we have the listening, for example, over here. In the listening activity, the skills. So in this case, there's an example of the skills assessed. And as teaching materials, we have listening exercises coming from the book, but also Café Hub videos, because videos can be used also in this case for the exam preparation. Why? Because the videos, as you can see here, already have the listening activity that is embedded, and they treat functional language, which is extremely important for the exam in the listening part. There's functional language, there are realistic models, and videos are authentic. So authentic language is utilized. Now, if we go on with the writing, in the writing, we have examples mainly from the Writing Hub, which is the section that is focused on writing. And as you can see here, you have an example, for example, over here. This is a page from the Writing Hub. And you have, as I was saying, so that the flow of communication is not interrupted in the unit. And in the Writing Hub, you have a pre-writing activity, sample analysis, writing activity, and post-writing activity. And in the mapping, you can see all the specific references. Moving on to speaking, we have speaking that is present all over the book, starting from the cover, the unit opener, sorry, not the cover, but the unit opener. So in the unit opener, as you can see, you have a quote with a captivating image and some exercises that are related to the speaking activity that you can do. They are communicative. It's obviously based on authentic language, but it introduces the unit, but it can also be used for the speaking part of the exam. As for the teachers, so the materials that the teachers have, we have obviously, so we offer the mapping that was created as a joint collaboration with LanguageCert, a teacher's book with interleaved pages, meaning that in the teacher's book, you have the page of the student's book plus all the answers and the tips. So it's really, really handy when it comes to teaching. A teacher's app with interactive answers, homework functionality, virtual class, progress features, interactive assessment that is a recent add to that. A teacher's resource center with downloadable materials, including translated word lists, and they are also in Italian among the languages that you will find, and a test generator where you can find ready-made tests, but also you can create your own tests and personalized tests. Just to show you what we mean with teacher's book with interleaved pages, this is what we mean. You have the student's book here, plus all the notes and the answers and materials, extra materials that you need when you teach. Everything is here, even the audio script, as you can see at the end of the second page, the blue one. Now, let's finish the presentation with the next projects that we would like to show you. We are preparing with LanguageCert the mapping for the LanguageCert academic exam. So that's what we would like to do in the future, using our brand new title, Skillful. At the moment, the third edition is available, so Skillful third edition, and we are focusing at the moment on Skillful 3 and 4, which are level B2 and C1, C2. We are going to show you more details pretty soon, but the idea is this one. And then we hope we are going to have more news about the ESOL for school as well. So be in touch and stay in touch.
Thank you, Romina. Thank you. There was a lot of information, definitely useful for our partners also and teachers. Thank you so much, Romina. Yes, and Skillful will be something that we will talk about in the next coming months for LanguageCert Academic, which we obviously don't have time in this webinar to talk about. Absolutely. We'll just mention it. Okay, so now, thank you for that. Moving on, Rudy from ELI, you got your time to set up your presentation. Again, it's a partner that we've been collaborating from the very beginning, from the roadshow with David Crystal, 2018, 2019, we remember that?
Yes, I do.
And obviously ELI as a publisher do have other publishers' books like National Geographic, for example, and Globability. So Rudy, over to you. Show us what you have and how you can help students reach their success.
Yes, thank you, Giuseppe. Thank you very much indeed. Hello to everyone. Thanks for having me today at the LanguageCert team. Today I'd like to think about how to improve your candidate's performance. We've seen that LanguageCert is a very, handy exam, but there are ways to prepare students in an even more efficient way and to make your lives as a teacher and the students' lives as the learners and candidates even easier. And so we're going to have a look at a wide variety of materials available to do so. Now, first thing, who's ELI Publishing? Just a couple of words. I'm sure you've heard about us. We're a schoolbook publisher, basically in Italy. And we produce textbooks for primary school. You probably have heard about the Story Garden for Scuola Media, for example, Next Challenge, or for Scuola Secondaria di Secondo Grado, for example, Perspectives, all kinds of extra materials like Invalsi preparation, and we've got a vast product variety for readers available as well. So that's us. We have the distribution for a couple of international ELT publishers, such as National Geographic Learning. Thank you, Giuseppe, for mentioning that. And now let's have a look at the prep materials for the LanguageCert exams. First up are trainers, practice tests published by ELI. Available for the levels A2, B1, and B2. Tips, tricks, strategies, 8 tests available in every volume. Price $13.90, really good price for the value you get. What is new? Digital versions are available as well for the B1 and B2 level. So you buy the book, get access to digital as well, or you just go with the digital. So these are practice tests, as I said. Now let's have a look at Global ELT, yet another international ELT publisher, been distributed by ELI since this year. And Global ELT is very interesting today because it's got really lots of materials that prepare for the LanguageCert exams. So, for example, we've got the Simply series, Simply LanguageCert, and these are course books, preparation course books, not just teaching exam prep in a strict sense, but language as well. So you can use it for the whole year. Quite popular and quite unique as far as I can see in the landscape for what is available in terms of LanguageCert prep materials for the levels B1, B2, C1, C2. Then you've got the Succeed series, Succeed in LanguageCert. These are practice tests, so more specifically preparing to the exam. And here you've got 6 volumes available, so for all 6 levels of the Common European Framework from A1 up to C2. So everything's here, the whole range, really comprehensive. All right, so that was the Cambridge, the LanguageCert ESOL for adults. And let's have a look at the young learners, the Fox and Owl prep. So here again, we've got practice tests available, very nice and pleasant and cute graphics, obviously, in the books. So for those of you preparing for these exams, have a look at these publications. And as a second idea, we've got a mapping available for the Story Garden. The Story Garden is our best-selling course book for primary school. And we map that against Fox and Owl. So how does it look like? Well, listening part 1 of Fox, for example, well, go to Story Garden 3 and page 44, exercise 5. And there you go. This is a really easy and inclusive way of preparing students for these young learners exams. All right. And last but not least, LanguageCert ESOL for schools. So very, very exciting because that's the newest product as far as I can see in the LanguageCert world. And so there are materials available, or I should say they're in the pipeline. So they're going to be available very, very soon. First idea, again, a mapping against books for secondary school, for Scuola Secondaria di Primo Grado. So we've got it working cover here. This is a new project, a new book. We're going to launch that at the beginning of 2025. So stay tuned on that when you're teaching in state schools. And with the same principle as what we've just seen with the Story Garden for primary school, we're going to have the mapping against this book. And for Scuola Superiore, there is a mapping in the making on Perspectives second edition. You can see it on the right. It's a collaboration, a co-edition with National Geographic Learning and TED Talks. So really, really exciting partners here. You can see it, you know, the cover, the photography, it's just mind-blowing. You know, the idea of having different perspectives on different topics. Here you can see that person in the kayak over a shipwreck. It's just really amazing, I think. And so is the content, and so is the mapping against the LanguageCert for schools exams. So that is the idea of going with a school book, a textbook, but great news as well from Global ELT, because a whole suite of practice tests is in the making and is going to be ready by February 2025. So the whole suite from A1 to B2 has been announced by Global ELT for the preparation of these exams. And yeah, that's really exciting. And I'm sure you got some ideas on which materials you might be able to use for the different exams. In case you'd like to reach out to us, just give us a call, drop us a line to Harry Cullinane, my colleague based in Milan and looking after north of Italy, or myself. I'm based in the market region. As I said, I'm looking after central and southern Italy, and we're happy to get back to you with more info, all kinds of details on pricing, on discounts, on everything you need. So yeah, that's it from my side. Giuseppe.
Fantastic, Rudy. Thank you. Thank you, both ELI and Macmillan for investing time and energy in the last few years in this project. We definitely are in a different place. Allow me to say that. I think all the teachers and test centers can agree. There is definitely a lot more material and resources to help candidates get to their success. We can say from Fox and Owl, the pre-A1 and A1, which I personally love as an exam, to the ESOL for schools, as you said, Rudy, and also Macmillan. There's material coming up now. That's great. But we also mentioned with Erica, who actually took the LanguageCert academic exam just a few weeks ago, the new LanguageCert academic, so the new skillful book. So we got the whole range, the whole suite from the kids from the Scuola Primaria right up to university, post-university students, etc. So now it is 3:51. I would say thank you, Nancy, thank you, Erica, Romina, and Rudy for the timing. We have our 9 minutes for questions, but when I checked earlier, there is a question. Why not A2 for kids? I think this question, Costanza, is A2 for kids. You are asking for, maybe from Rudy, maybe something more connected to your area. A2 for kids. Public schools teachers ask for this.
All
So
right.
we talk
Is
about the
this
young
is
learners.
this so young learners or secondary school? Sorry, let me just
Public
ask
school
these
teachers are
questions.
asking. Costanza, if you can specify, you talk about young
So
learners.
because if it were regarding the primary, the young learners suite, that's not available by now, right, Giuseppe? There's no A2 young learners exam available.
We have an pre-A1 and an A1, which is ideal for the primaria and for private language schools that teach young learners. And then we go into the main suite, let's say A1 for schools, and that's when we go into the main suite. So obviously we talk about secundaria, the
Yes.
primo grado. So
Yeah.
Costanza, what we have is material for the A1 and A2 for schools for that age.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
both practice tests and course book.
I think we're talking about the same thing. It's just the idea of aging, the kids. We maybe classify that kids in 11, 12 are still kids. For me, they are, but they kind of going into the secundaria. So the main suite, A1, A2, and there you go. Rudy mentioned some material that's there. And also Romina, Language Hub. I don't know if it's ideal for that age there.
No, exactly. Language Hub is more for young adults, and
Okay.
we maybe the last years of schools. So
okay, so for that age, more the materials that Rudy showed, the materials from ELI and Global ELT, correct, Rudy?
Yeah. So I don't know. I just saw a question.
Yep.
Would you just read it, Giuseppe? Sorry, I was going to reply to that.
Are there ebooks versions available for all levels and series?
Well,
Stefano.
yes. So there are, Global ELT has got digital versions available for all series and all levels, and ELI has got materials available for the practice test for levels B1 and B2, and obviously for all the course books.
Okay, thank you. I've got more questions coming in, so stay with me. Ronan from Cagliari, would it be possible to become a LanguageCert affiliate prep center and exam center? Well, yeah, that's my job. So please do contact me. I'll put my email in the chat. No problems whatsoever. So, I mean, as a test center, Ronan, you can open your academic partners that are state schools, and you can build up your network, and we'll talk about that. Jenny Colocci from Pescara. Just to be sure I understood correctly, ESOL for schools age 11, 16, only paper-based and computer-based are accepted. Yes, I confirm, Jenny. The for schools versions and also for the YL, Foxnell, YL is only paper-based, only for approved test centers, only locally. And the ESOL for schools 11 to 16, it's again paper-based and computer-based for approved test centers in their territories with state schools that want to take this exam. So the online, no, you need to do for the online, you can do the A1 to C2 main suite or ESOL exams, which we've had since we started here in Italy, with online proctors, if you want to do the online and online interlocutors, secure testing system. And that's having a great success in Italy. Really appreciated also amongst the teachers. Other questions here with Costanza. Should we use A2 for schools, for middle school students? Yes, Costanza, basically, Istituti Comprensivi, where you got the Secondaria, Primo Grado, and Primaria. With the Primaria, you can use the Story Garden and the books that Rudy shared, preparing for LanguageCert, and of course, what we have, as Nancy shared, all the practice papers. And then you go into Secondaria, Primo Grado, you've got the material that Rudy shared, and also the practice papers that we have, material for ESOL for schools that Nancy shared, which, as you know, A1 for schools is ideal for the first year of secondary primo grado, and then we have the beauty of having the A2 for school, so you can divide it. And the idea, I think we all agree, is to slowly work on an idea so that students at the end of the secondary primo grado, terza media, we can get them more and more to get to a B1 level. Why not? Let's challenge ourselves. Okay, other questions? If there are, I see that we are at the moment, there's no more questions, so I will allow just 1 more minute because I think it's fair. I would like to thank Nancy. Nancy, that was very clear. Thank you, because I get partners and teachers asking me, but where do I find the material, the practice papers, and what is LanguageCert offering? So I can definitely say, Nancy, we got a lot more offering now nowadays.
Yes, and there are more to come, as I have mentioned. So please check the website regularly, and we'll be more than happy to assist you. During this journey. If you have any questions, just contact us and we will be able to provide you with the links. As simple as that.
As always, thank you. So to sum up, talking about preparing students for their success with ESOL and ESOL for schools, I think now after this more or less 1 hour together, you have a little bit more insight of what are the opportunities. So please do contact Nancy, Rudy, Romina for whatever you need. You got their contacts. And if you don't, you can send me an email. So I'll be putting my email in the chat very soon. I think the key things here is new practice papers is very useful, Nancy. That's really good. Videos are really like modern videos to help candidates prepare. The top tips are very, very useful, free. And the teacher's guide, I really think that's going to be really supportive. When it gets to Language Hub, I mean, no need to say that I love the idea of the natural acquisition language approach, Romina. I think that's when you presented it once, I remember somewhere, I said, that's beautiful, the functional language, and our exams works a lot on that. The authentic approach, the communicative approach, as we all agree, it's the way forward. And then with Rudy, as you've always done right from the beginning, the practice materials that you started back in 2018 and today, simply the material for Global ELT, the Young Learners material, and also, as we just mentioned earlier, also LanguageCert Academic. So keep an eye on LanguageCert Academic. It's definitely a high-stakes exam. We're very proud of this multi-level test, and it's we're looking forward to doing the webinar with Erica and Romina in February, if I remember. And Rudy, we obviously will plan other events to support partners. So there are no more questions. Let me just check. I will say again, thank you, and I can confirm. I'll say thank you to Nancy. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Romina from China. I know time-wise for you is a bit more difficult. Rudy, not too far from where I am. Very good. And above all, I want to thank the team at the back end, Christina, Iris, from who's managing the back end for the webinar. They've been brilliant. And last but not least, thank our partners, our teachers, our director of studies, academic managers, and those teachers that are in the front line every day trying to help those students. So thank you. Thank you so much. You will be getting very shortly the survey, which is going to pop up at the end. So stay there. Don't leave. Just fill it in for us. It's very, very important. Thank you so much. It's exactly 4 o'clock. Oh my gosh. Thank you, guys.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank
That's
you,
brilliant.
everyone.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Thank you,
Thank
Romina.
you.
Thank you,
Bye
Erica.
bye.